What up? I have an interesting game for you today. This one is playing tempo on Pack 2. And I say this to a lot of people who ask me, how do you beat Pack 1, Pack 2? And my answer is Pack 2 on the surface seems like an easy pack. You just hit scaling and you win. But you don't always hit scaling. And I think what separates the good from the great Pack 2 players is knowing how to play tempo and when to play tempo. And when to play tempo is kind of a hard thing to explain without you having just a lot of game sense, which you kind of just get from playing over time. But the how to play tempo, you gotta open your horizons to some different kind of units. Units that normally think aren't as good. Here, this is the bug start. This is tempo. The best tempo this pack really has to offer is the bug start. If I hit like a tabby cat, it would be insane. And I would love a garlic. Now here, I have a rule for mole. Mole 2 is actually like the crazy nuts tempo. But my rule for mole is simple. This mole, I don't take. I wouldn't like to take. Because of a few factors. I usually take mole when I have a beluga or I have a robin. Because those are things that already give me a perk to use. So I'm pretty sure, yep, I skipped the small, and there's the robins. And here's another thing. A Robin 1 is it's an okay unit if you're running a 4 squad. Robin 2 is a crazy nuts unit. It's super high on tempo. It was buffed. I don't even know if a lot of people know it's buffed. So even if I still had that mole choice, I'm not taking the mole because Robin 2, I want the egg. The egg gets double the value. And there's another thing here I kind of learned from Kai. Is like stacking onboard lemurs is super good for tempo. I can basically always keep garlics up. I'm statting my lemur. And I've said it before in the tier list, the best way to deal with dog is ladybug. That ladybug scaled to 16 attack. He's not getting his dog to 16 health ever. So as long as I can make sure my ladybug is hitting his dog, I'm in a fine spot. Here, I want to be passing stuff back. Boom. Yeah, so the only reason I had the beetle is to enable the ladybug. And now I have a garlic and the toucan passing the garlic and the robin's nest getting the egg applies to the ladybug. I no longer need that. So I rip this triple now, look for something good. Tropfish, puppy, both are good. Normally puppy is my favorite tier 3 to hit. But I already have this onboard lemur and the next lemur, and I'm playing tempo. Puppy's like good for scaling in the late game. It's probably the best onboard toy pet there is. But lemur can get you crazy tempo. See how much work that Robin put in? It just guns things down. And I'm fighting against a fairly heavy tempo board myself. And I think I'm okay with just taking another skip. Yeah, these aren't tempo. Look at the lives. I'm at 6 lives. He's at 3 lives. I'm trying to kill him as fast as possible. I think I'm just going to take, yeah, the rare salad bowl. I rarely take these. The only time I like salad is with a 4 squad. Because I have better odds of it hitting good things. And I'm kind of okay with it hitting everything here except maybe the tropfish. But it happens. Another tech, another little secret tech. Toys, important thing to know about order. A lot of people ask me this. Pancakes, pies, gingerbread men, all happen first. Very first things, nothing comes before those. The very next thing is toys. Toys go before any start a battle ability from a pet. And the toy order is random if your opponent also has a toy. Then after the toys is then the start a battle abilities. So how this is going to happen, this robin and this ladybug are going to both get garlic from the toy because it will happen first. Then the nest will spawn and it won't get garlic. Observe. See how the order works there? This round was close. And then I'm gonna just refresh my garlic. If I do hit a tier up and hit a Moza, I like having a fresh toy on this turn just because of Moza. That means I'm getting 2 monkey buffs at the end of turn 7 or the start of turn 8. So I always like having my toy to have 2 procs here. It's usually more important if you have a lot of tier ups. Not that important here. I don't have many tier ups on my horizons. I'm buying the meat bone. I want more tempo. I think I'm just going to stack one of these lemurs so I can go level 3 lemur next. Yep, seems good. I'm always moving my Robin around. I'm trying to make sure this Robin never hits his camel, and I've kind of noticed he's switching back and forth. So I follow suit. I put my Robin in the back. I feel like he's going to front the camel. And it worked out. Once again, the ladybug hits the dog. That's all we ever need. He's unlethal. If you're at a point where you're at 6 lives, your opponent's unlethal, and you're playing puppy, they're playing pack 1, you've won the game. You can just scam them. You just play to scam them. You have so many scam tools. Or you can just scale. You have so many routes to win. And I take probably one of the only ways I could lose this game, but it's so cool, I can't not take it. And I had a real internal battle here, because Robin 2 is a cool unit to win on. But like the only thing cooler is having level 3 garlic press and having an axolotl. It's the only thing that chops it, so I have to take it. I'm not taking that salt. I could have. That salt is an apple on the star, but I actually just rather take 2 apples. This ladybug's attack is going to shoot through the roof. So axolotl, that's a sushi buff right there. Now this guy gets 1/1. We're at 17 attack on our ladybug. And the ladybug has enough to deal with the shark. That's why I rated ladybug so high in the tier list. Like, he's just an attack machine. But this was a good example of tempo. And there's a lot of other boards, like with toucans and tabby cats. Usually perk lines are your tempo lines, but there's more than that. But, you know, these are things to keep in mind if you're trying to get good at pack 2. Just try to learn how to play tempo. It'll set you up for games that you feel like you should lose because you don't hit scaling. And a lot of times you could have just won those games with tempo. Alright, thanks.